This is Washington Park in Washington, Illinois. Here for the Ledgestone course preview. First, we have hole one, par three, 396 feet. First thing to note is this hole is deceptively uphill. If you get a three here, you're probably getting strokes on folks, and a bonus birdie is absolutely amazing. Hole two, par three, 274 feet. Here you have a little bit more open space until you get closer to the basket. There you have a tree that's kind of in the middle, and then a tree that's on the left side. The thing to watch out for is the tree line, and it's going to be hard to get a birdie if you go in there. Hole three, par three, 334 feet. Again, this hill is slightly uphill, and the mistake I would say is if you throw it into the trees over on the right here. What you want to do is definitely throw it straight. Ideally, you would like to end up somewhere right around here under the right side of the spider tree. Get a birdie. Hole four, par three, 283 feet. Here, there is a gap on the top left side that I like to hit with a huge spike forehand. The miss on that is to end up in the tree on the left. If you hit that tree on the left, you're still going to have probably 200 feet to get to the basket. Or if you hit the tree on the right, you're only going to have about 150 feet. Hole five, par three, 287 feet. This one is slightly downhill, and there are basically two ways you could go at it. One is the straight shot. There's another option that you have, and that's to go huge spike hyzer around the right side of the tree we just passed. Either way, you can end up pretty close to this basket, and there's nothing besides this tree that's going to block your way. Hole six, par three, 294 feet. This one again is slightly uphill. The only thing that's going to be in your way really is this tree on the left. I would recommend throwing something out more on the right side. And as you go, there is this smaller tree here that could block your way if you're going to end there. But if you give it enough height, there is a good chance that you can end up within circle two or circle one. Hole seven, par three, 268 feet. This one is very much downhill. And when you're standing on the tee pad, you could go straight at it. The miss that I would say is if you throw something understable straight at it, just it goes way too far to the right and you're going to end up somewhere else. Or if you throw something overstable straight at it, it's going to end up too far to the left. Hole eight, par three, 279 feet. This one again is slightly uphill, but this one you kind of just have the straight at it option. There is the option to go on the far side of these two trees on the right, but I'd throw something straight at the basket. Just make sure you give it enough height, and even if you hit either the tree on the right or the left, you're still going to be about 100 feet away. Hole nine, par three, 323 feet. Here you have this first tree on the left that you're going to have to avoid, and then the second obstacle is going to be this tree on the right. I would recommend throwing something straight at it. As a righty, I throw a forehand, just making sure that you give it enough height once you get past that tree on the left, and allowing it to glide and get close to the basket. Hole 10, par 3, 293 feet. This hole has some of the most trees on any hole for the course. Here, you kind of had to have this straight at it option. You could try to go around some of these trees, but I think that's a lot more difficult than just going straight at it. The closer you are to the middle, the higher your ceiling is. The closer you get to these trees, the lower your ceiling is going to get. Hole 11, par 3, 263 feet. Here, you're going to have two trees on the right that are really going to block the right side approach, but you have a large field on your left. So, coming at this basket, I would recommend something that starts off to the left and then ends up going to the right. Hole 12, par 4, 508 feet. This one's going to be starting from the top of a hill, and here you're going to just want to try to get as much distance as you can. There are some misses that will affect this hole quite a bit. One of those is ending up behind this one tree down here on the bottom right. It's a spider tree. If you ended up behind it, it's going to be very hard to get around it. If you play it smart, it's going to be a good chance for a birdie. Hole 13, par 3, 194 feet. One of the shortest holes on the course. There is a low ceiling that you want to get under. I have also some people throw over the top either with a spike hyzer or a thumber. But here, I like to throw fairly low, making sure that you get around the right side of this tree that's in the middle. And as long as you have something that you know is going to fade, you shouldn't end up too far past the basket. Hole 14, par 3, 308 feet. This is a blind hole. You're going to have this slight hill at the very beginning of the hole. A good mark is the huge pine tree that's to the left of the basket. If you want to aim for something, just aim slightly to the right of this tree here. That's going to give you a good mark as to where the basket is going to be. Hole 15, par 3, 351 feet. Here, you're going to have a tree on your left and then a tree on your right. And those are going to be the two main obstacles that you're going to have to avoid. The miss again is going into the wood line. If you are into the wood line, there's going to be a very hard chance to get a par, but it's still possible. Ideally, you would want to end up somewhere out here. Hole 16, par 3, 305 feet. Here you have a tree on the right, and then the tree in the middle, and then another tree on the right. Here, this tree on the left is going to be kind of your main factor. You're going to want to try to get under these branches. I've also seen some people go around to the left side with a big forehand if possible. Hole 17, par 4, 538 feet. A potentially birdieable hole if you can get two good shots. Here, you definitely want to end up somewhere in this grassy area. I like to be on the right side a little bit. If you're on the left side, it's still possible, but you have to throw a lot lower and more direct throw because of the trees. Hole 18, par 3, 330 feet, last hole of the course. Here, there isn't many trees at the beginning, but most of them are just going to be here at the end. If you end up in the creek, it's still parable. I like a little bit of a turnover shot. I think that's the best play that I usually go for. Thanks for watching. Don't let today get away.